is up, everybody? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip, back with another video. In today's video, I have a updated Swordsoul profile post Phantom Nightmare, and what I think will be good to run in the deck and how to run the deck moving forward. So this is going to be a discussion video along with deck profile. For the most part, the deck is like very cookie cutter. There's just a couple of tech cards, hand traps, etc., that I opt to run. Um, so, but one thing I will say ahead of time is this is a go second build. Before we get into the video, I'm just going to talk why I chose to go second with this build, with this deck next format. I know that's kind of ballsy to do because if you don't open like optimal to go second and your opponent goes off, it's kind of crappy. But I really think that this deck is too fair in its reactions and with the cards that can counter it / break our board. So with that being the case, I would rather go second and break their board instead of them break our board. Um, but yeah, which we'll talk more about that when we get into it. But before we get into this fully, if you don't mind, please smash the like button if you haven't already. Check the description for all the ways to support me. TCG affiliate link down there. Go buy all your cards. It's zero cost to you. It kick back to me, and I appreciate and love you guys so much for it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Like, I don't want to spend too much time on the profile as like I normally would because it's all just cookie cutter basically. Standard Swordsoul lineup. 3 Mobe along. Well, that's not supposed to be there. Sticking a little bit. 3 Long John Silver. 2 the best boy Taye. 3 Honorary. Can't convince me that you run it at 2 of. It's a 3 of. That's it for the Swordsoul. Obviously, it's standard. We've been doing this for years now. My 10U lineup is going to be a lot different than everybody else's. Well, not a lot different. Just there's some people that obviously still run this, but I'm maxing out on all the names, and then the one Shatana. With me running, going second, I thought about making this Mopra just to make Boxia better, but I decided to keep this instead of Mopra only because, like, if I don't end up using this for Boxia, setting this up to where if they destroy our monk or whatever is still kind of nice, to say the least. But this could very well be Mopra, just for the spin factor. But yeah, that's standard Swordsoul stuff. Nothing I would change there. I put a lot of theory crafting and testing and stuff into this, so like that's why I'm like, I don't say I don't want to change nothing. My non-engine, I got 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Evenly, 2 Talent. 9 non-engine instead of 12. I've decided for my 12th one to be a offensive card instead of another talent or like something else. I don't play Droplet, even though I know it's like another Dragon Circle, only because like Fire Kings I feel is going to be more prevalent than Rescue Ace moving forward. Because I'm recording this before Phantom Nightmare, by the way. So if you're watching this after Phantom Nightmare, then shout outs to you, I guess. And then, but yeah, 2 talents. But 9. I know normally, like whether you're going first or second, definitely if you're going second, you typically have more than 12. With Swordsoul, you typically have 12 non-engine. I just decided to keep this non-engine and rely on my actual engine to break boards because inherently Swordsoul is good at going first or second. It's a very versatile deck. We all know this. We've all grown to love the deck for that very reason. So I decided to play more in the consistency over utility because that's like the word that I preach to my subscribers. If you are new around here and you haven't heard me say that before, consistency over utility always. But now Evenly is just a blowout card. It destroys Labyrinth. It destroys Fire Kings, and it destroys Rescue Ace. It just goes in on a lot of decks. They have to play into it regardless, so there's no way around it. Spell cards, 3 Emergence, standard. I'm only running 2 because I don't want to use Desires and draw into Desires. I want to try to minimize that as possible. 2 Dragon Circle, and then the 12th non-engine slot, which I would decided to run to make a consistency slot, is 1 Vessel. This card is really good at helping you. Definitely, since we're running maximizing on all of our tinnies, this card is just very good in general. Which even if you're maximizing on tinnies, you don't need to run this. It's just really good to run this because this card fuels so much, and you just plus so hard if you open a tinny in this. I know it's really weird too, like considering like I'm running this, I'm running this talents and emergence, and I'm not running thrust. I just couldn't find no room for it in the main. You can like potentially run it in the side if you want to, but then again, I feel like with us running a go second build, it's better to make like probably 80% of our side going first cards, which I did with this list, instead of like going second cards. So I just couldn't find a room for it. But 1 is enough. I don't want to draw multiple of this card. I'd rather draw multiple of this card than this because I feel more safe with Circle than I do Vessel. Granted, Vessel helps you play around and play through so much. But this was like the 40th card. It was either this or a 3rd talent. I didn't want to draw multiple talents, so I was like, all right. Or if I draw a talent and it's dead, this it could have been a Vessel and it could have got me further in my combo or at least started. So 1 Vessel. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Clean 40. But yeah, again, I said I didn't want no droplets because like I'm not really that worried about targeting effects that much with Rescue Ace. Besides their one, not Rescue Ace, but Fire Kings, because they run that one quick play that pops theirs and pops yours. Other than that, like their stuff doesn't really target. So like droplets is kind of like useless. Not only that, they don't really leave up nothing that's really problematic besides maybe an IP that they usually link into an Appaloosa. Other than that, like the Appaloosa is the only thing. But if you know you're playing against Fire King, you could and you draw like Imperm or something, you could potentially hold the Imperm and just Imperm the IP. I mean, the IP or the wait for them to make the Appaloosa and just Imperm the Appaloosa. So, yeah. And like, there's a lot of decks right now that don't leave up a boss monster that's like ideally negatable. Like, you really need to negate. Like, a lot of decks right now are like require interaction, at least from what I've gathered by playing. So, extra deck is 3 monk. I know normally the 3rd monk doesn't really come up. I just had an extra slot, and I was like, well, and since I'm maxing out on everything, might as well run 3 monk. Because I filled out the rest of the extra deck the way I like it, at least what fits my playstyle and what I think is going to be good next format. 1 shaman, 1 knight, little knight. Little knight's very good in this deck. Helps you break boards, and it's just very, very good. I mean, nothing needs to be said about little knight. Synchros, 1 Yazi. I still think he has a place in the deck. Definitely if you're running max out on Tinies. That's it for the 7s. 8s. We got 2 standard, and standard. All this is standard. Nothing really needs to be said. 2 Boxia comes up a lot. Can't convince me that you only can play 1. Just me and my playstyle, 2 always comes up. Definitely in the grind game. The 10s, the best boy. I love this guy. I love his artwork. He's my favorite one in the extra deck. Mr. Hard to Out. And then Baron de Fleur. I don't run Chow Fang. I don't understand why people run Chow Fang. Chow Fang is just like, if you're that scared of Nib, then just make Baron. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Don't worry about that. There's no light decks going around. It's gonna be a fire year. So, also, I'm not running. I am not running. Whatchamacallit? Dragite. Only. I don't know. Just even though Dragite could be optimal, you can make the 3rd monk Dragite. That's probably the best play. I don't know. I just haven't had much testing with Dragite. I would just rather make Shisha negate something or make Boxy and spin something when I'm making it 8s. But Dragite is it's a very good card to potentially play, and that is like the best card to take out would be the 3rd monk. Last card in the deck is Typhon. These are the best cards. This card is very good with SP. You just make this out something. Next turn, link this away with SP, so you unlock yourself. Or worst case scenario, you make Boxia. Since Boxia is under 3K, you can still use his effect, and you can use Boxia, pop this, to unlock yourself. So, very nice. Typhon's very generic. Definitely good when you have talents in your deck, because you can just use talents to steal if you don't need it. That's another reason why I decided to play consistency over utility, and like I always do, or try to at least, because when you use talents, you can use talents to steal, and then break board with Boxia, like something really problematic that you don't want to spin back to the deck, like that's really like a good utility card for him or whatever. Um, you spin back with Boxia, then you use talents to steal, then um, you put whatchamacallit, Typhon over top, and then just spin something else. So you break a board. You can break a board with four with just Typhon, Talent, and Boxia. Boxia spin two, potentially Talent to steal, and then Typhon over top of what you stole, and then detach to spin another. So, and then next turn just use Boxia to pop the Typhon. Other than that, that's basically it for the deck. Clean 40, clean 15. If you want to know what my side deck is, and also I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why I'm not running Blackout in the main. It's because it's a go second deck. I don't want to draw a brick. Yes, I know this is really good to pitch off of Long Young going second, and then use it banish this to get a guaranteed token. I get that, but like I feel like that they will never let Swordsoul get that far, because at this point in time, Swordsoul's been out for so long, everybody knows what the deck does. So no one's going to really let us get that far. But, and if they do, then like against like Fire King, for example, they'll just make giant chicken and then blow up our board. So getting the token regardless is not really that optimal. I'd rather have a hand trap or a board breaker in response. But I am side decking the Blackout for when I'm going first. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember what my side deck is, but off the top of my head, I think it is the 15 cards are 3 Gravity Collapse, 3 Anti Spell, Blackout. Those are my going first cards that I sided when I'm going first. 2 Cosmic, 1 Duster, 2 Droll, and then 2 or 3 Bell makes it 15. I think that's all of them. That's all of the my side deck. I really like that side deck. It covers a lot of bases, and it's very good into the meta, which is basically what this is. This deck is like and until like something better comes along, I still I swear by this being the best budget deck to play on a budget. Yes, yes, yes. I know Typhon arguably not a budget card, definitely not Little Knight, but those are easily like replaceable with something else that's fits more of your wallet. Those are just cards that are just generic and help us beat our opponent. But no, yeah, I really do think this is like the best budget deck, because like all these cards for the most part are cheap, and we like cheap, and definitely when it produces results. But I really think Swordsoul is in a very good spot right now, because we don't destroy cards, we banish and we spin. So it's very good into Fire Kings, and Swordsoul can play a lot of hand traps. Swordsoul is known for that. So I think Swordsoul can really fit itself back in the format, which it's really rare for like Swordsoul to fall out of the format. Like there's always a format that is awkward to play this in, but like it never truly leaves a format. That's one thing I really like about this deck. That's the reason why I fell in love with it. And there's multiple different things you can do with the deck. Granted, it is kind of like seems like every once in a while a one trick pony. But it's there. You don't have to do the one trick pony every time. It's just very good at what it does. What else? I think it has a good Rescue Ace matchup. I think it has a very good Fire King matchup. And then Rogue, this is Rogue too, so it can handle it. It can play with the big dogs. Definitely for most of us who's been playing this deck for a long time, and it's under a good skillful pilot's hand. But other than that, I believe that's it for the profile and the discussion. I don't think there's really I didn't play anything over the top that I need to go in depth about. If you're new for Swordsoul and you want to see a combo tutorial, like what I would do going first, just let me know. I can do that. Just get this video to 15 likes, and I can do that. 15 likes if you want to see a combo guide. Granted, like it won't be like too severe, because most of it's, like I said, it's just streamlined. A lot of us already know, but if you're new to the game and new to Swordsoul, then welcome to the club. Welcome to the fan club. The deck is very fun. Get prepared to fall in love, and get angry at the same time, because like there's so many times, like even though you run all these consistency cards, you still manage to brick sometimes. It's very frustrating. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you today. If I'm left out anything, just let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to be running this deck moving forward in the format. Whenever you're watching this video, like if you're watching a post Phantom Nightmare, then like I said, shout out to you. Let me know how it's going for you. Try out this list. I really do think if you're going to play this deck, you need to go second. If you want to play first, then you need to fully commit and play the Ding Long package. I really think the deck can only truly go first if you play the Ding Long package, so you have more interruptions. But with that being said, I love you guys so much. Please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, bell notifications so you never miss an upload. Check the description for all the ways to support me. PayPal, Patreon, Discord, and my TCG affiliate links is all down there and below. And I love you so much, guys, for checking out this video and for all the love and support. Jabrin, aka Drip, sign out. Till next time. Peace. Good dueling, my guys.